Thank you very much, Mr. Sharma, and it really is a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship this afternoon. And I'd also like to pay tribute to the member for Hartlepool, as well as the Petitions Committee, for taking this issue forward, and also pay a very heartfelt tribute to Dr. Daniel Allen, who started this petition and is in the gallery with us this afternoon, and to all of those campaigners who have worked so tirelessly to bring this issue right up the political agenda, such as SAMPA, Pet Theft Awareness, Dog Loss, Beverly Cuddy, Mark Abrahams, Debbie Matthews, Professor John Cooper, QC, and many, many more, too much to name. It is due to your outstanding efforts that over 100,000 people in the UK signed this petition, and over 70 in my own constituency of Aberdeen South. Having this important debate here today is a real triumph of people power. When asked what the most difficult part of my job as an MP is, I always answer with Monday mornings. Not because I hate having to roll out of my bed to catch a 7:15 a.m. flight, but because every Monday morning it breaks my heart to leave my Jack Russell Yorkshire Terrier cross, Poppy. The fact that she knows that I'm leaving and does her utmost to make me feel guilty about it just makes heading to London so much more harder. I could not imagine ever returning home to find that Poppy wasn't there, and I don't even want to contemplate that notion of her being stolen. For me, just like the millions of pet owners across the UK, Poppy is my family. To be honest, I'm like a proud dad. She has her moments, like any teenager. She can be relentless with that ball and her ducky, but I absolutely love her to bits, and I would hate it for anything to happen to her. Our pets are much more than possessions. It is not difficult to appreciate how truly awful, heartbreaking, and simply devastating a crime pet theft can be. However, our current theft laws... Sorry, I'll happily take an intervention. Yeah.
If you want to understand it.
Thank you very much. On that very passionate, moving point, would the honourable member agree with me that it's not just pets, it's a life? It's a family life, and actually the law needs to bear that in mind. It's not about monetary value. It's about a life being taken. If a child was taken, they wouldn't say, oh, you know, they're only a couple of years old, so we think actually it's not really worth that much. It's a life and it matters to the family.
Thomson.
I'm really grateful to the member for that intervention, and I couldn't agree with her more that there is a real emotional connection to our pets, just in the same way we have that emotional connection to our members of the family. And when they pass away or we lose them, we grieve. When we lose our pets, we grieve in the same way, and they should be treated in the same way. So, as it currently stands, our law doesn't really take into true account the real value of our pets. As the law stands, our pets are not inherently considered any different to inanimate objects. Sentencing is based predominantly on financial loss to the victim. In England and Wales, for example, the theft of a dog that is valued at less than £500 must be classed as a Category 3 or 4, lower categories, which means lighter sentencing. Unfortunately, the Sentencing Council's 2016 reforms have not made English and Welsh courts tougher on pet thieves. Very few cases of pet theft are actually getting to court. And even when they do, too many pet thieves are walking free or being given the light touch sentences. Given that pets are stolen, not to be given a warm or loving home, but to be abused, tortured, and treated as disposable, this current state of affairs simply makes my blood boil. In Scotland, the Scottish Sentencing Council has not put forward any guidelines on theft, so judges rely on case law to decide on sentencing for pet theft. This flexibility cuts both ways. While some sentences may accurately reflect the real emotional harm done to the victim, that is far from guaranteed. The problem with the law as it stands today is that, as any victim would tell you, pet theft is fundamentally not about financial loss. The value of a pet to its owners is far greater than any financial valuation could quantify. Losing a much-loved pet, a member of your family, can tear the heart out of a family and be a devastating loss as losing any other member of your family. So unlike a laptop or a blender or a flat-screen TV or any other object, no matter how expensive it is, a pet is a living animal and a much-loved part of the family. To underscore just how devastating the loss of a pet can be, there are now a growing number of companies that offer bereavement leave to employees who have lost a pet. Other inanimate possessions just don't compare, and it's about time this was properly recognised in the law. Pet theft can and does cause real harm to victims' lives. Just ask Dawn Mott, whose dog Angel was stolen in December 2013. She spent over £13,000 trying to get Angel back. She took unpaid leave from work and suffered depression and the breakdown of her marriage. Pet theft changed Dawn's life, and she said that. Though her phone might have cost the same as Angel, the phone could have been replaced within 24 hours. But Angel was her best friend. Another example is Rita and Philip Potter, whose Labrador Daisy vanished from their own back garden in Norfolk 8 months ago. The family are devastated and fear that Daisy was taken to be sold on the black market. Rita says that Daisy was such a beautiful dog. She was a wonderful companion. We have got 7 grandchildren, and they miss her so much. At Christmas time, our little granddaughter, who's just 5 years old, said all she wanted for Christmas was Daisy back home. These cases are powerful and demonstrate so clearly why the current law makes no sense. The light sentences given to so many pet thieves simply because of the financial value of the pet are an added insult to victims. They don't reflect the harm caused, and they don't act as an effective deterrent. It's not just justice. We need to change the law to make pet theft a serious criminal offence in its own right, punishable at a level more appropriate to the deep emotional harm caused to the victims. And that's what I intend to achieve with my 10-minute rule motion on this issue, which I will be proud to bring before this House tomorrow. My hope is that the bill will bring this much-needed change to the law, not only in England and Wales, but also in Scotland. Because as a Scottish MP, I'm determined to ensure that Scotland is not left behind on this issue. By working with the Scottish Parliament and my colleague Maurice Golden, MSP, I hope that this bill can deliver justice for pet owners in Scotland too. For too long, too many pet owners have gone through the absolute hell and misery that pet theft can cause, and too many pet thieves have gotten away with a mere slap on the wrist, which is unacceptable, and it's time for change. This petition is a great example of people coming together to change a real flaw in our criminal justice system. And I hope that this week, both this debate and the 10-minute rule bill tomorrow can be the start of the change that we need to see. Thank you.